Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
For years now, I've been trying to convince Ben to give it a go.
And my answer has always been no.
But now, finally, he's agreed not only to watch it with me, but to do a podcast about it as well. And quite frankly, it's about time. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm okay. Welcome back.
What, episode 21?
Yeah, this is our 21st episode, yeah.
Oh, our podcast is able to drink in America.
Yeah. No, it's not. That's 21 years. Not 21 episodes.
Same thing.
No, not really.
Same thing.
So, this week, we've watched Mark Gatiss's The Idiot's Lantern of Series 2 of Doctor Who. What do you think?
It was better than last week's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's still not the greatest.
No, it's not. It's really not.
The flow of the episodes individually just doesn't seem right. It feels like, I don't know, for me, I just feel like the flow is just off.
Of this series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Doctor and Rose are going to get themselves in fucking trouble. They're so carefree.
Yes.
And they keep mistaking, oh, we're in New York. The BBC can't afford to take you to New York, Doctor Who, so you're in fucking London again.
Yeah.
Actually, you're in a studio.
No, I'm pretty sure that was location.
Some on street.
Yeah, some streets, you know, they're just dressed
Look
as
like Coronation Street.
Oh, ironically enough, appropriately enough. That's EastEnders.
Oh. What's the Coronation Street theme?
It's like da da na 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 da da na 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 na.
If you're not in the UK, you probably don't even know what that is.
Never mind.
Anyhow.
Yeah, so it was better than last week. This is the thing. Before it started, I was a bit like, oh, you know, it's this one. Like it's never been one of my favourites, but you know, the bar is quite low in Series 2 for me, I think.
Yeah.
So it was enjoyable. It's an enjoyable episode.
It's an alright episode.
It's an okay episode.
Like, yeah. I can tell you now that it's not one of my faves.
No. Okay. Didn't I say to you yesterday, like, I'm just like, I kind of want to get Series 2 done and dusted now.
Yeah.
Because there are some great points to it, but it is a bit of a slog. I'm looking forward to next week, which you saw a little glimpse of the Next Time trailer, because normally I always try and pause it or turn it off before it gets to the Next Time trailer.
And Stephen was too slow today.
I was too slow by a fraction of a second. And Ben saw...
We are beyond the TARDIS's knowledge.
Yeah, and the wheel, the Doctor was like turning a wheel.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah.
And I guessed something, and then Stephen went quiet until I really realised that I was...
What did you guess?
I guessed that in the next episode that the TARDIS can't translate something because it's beyond its knowledge, so it's probably met an alien race that it doesn't know about.
Maybe. But what would that mean to be beyond the TARDIS's knowledge? Because the TARDIS has...
It's outside of time.
Oh, maybe.
Outside of the time flow.
Maybe.
Time vortex, that's it.
But anyway, back to this episode, The Idiot's Lantern.
Yeah.
You remember I told you last time why it's called that and what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an old term for the television.
Yeah.
Because like the Gran was saying at the beginning about, oh, turns your brain into soup and it comes pouring out your ears. That's what television does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in our generation...
It's smartphones, social media.
No.
Oh, what were you going to say?
In our generation, my mum used to say to me, don't sit too close to
Well, your eyes will go square. Yeah.
There was a book about that.
Really?
There was a children's picture book where boys' eyes went square.
Oh.
We watched too much telly.
Yeah, no, my parents used to say that as well. You'll get square eyes.
Yeah.
No, but today it's like social media rots your brain.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it does. So what do you think of The Wire?
Now, here is my point. Here's what I'm going to say about The Wire and this episode.
Okay.
This episode could have been stretched into 2 episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's more story that could have been told because The Wire could have come to corporeal form. So can you see how they extend the wrong episodes? how I think this could have more story to it, yet they just tied it in a little bow.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Maybe.
Loved her.
Yeah.
Best part of the episode.
Yeah, she's good. Do you know who she is?
No.
Maureen Lipman.
Yeah.
Well-respected actress, although, yet another...
Turf?
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe. I seem to remember reading something about that. It's so tiring, though, isn't it, having to constantly be like...
Yeah. I will say, like, she's in this episode.
She's good. She's good in this episode.
She's good in this episode. Don't support her beliefs.
No.
But she was good in this episode.
Yeah, it's a very camp, over-the-top villain, which, you know...
Brilliant. And we don't see very many female villains, actually.
No.
We've not seen many, apart from Doobie Brain.
Who was that?
Doobie Brain.
Who? Cassandra?
No.
Well, Cassandra's a female villain.
Yes. And the other one. The blonde skin suit one.
Oh, Margaret.
Yeah.
Slitheen. Yeah, okay. No, she's very good, though. And some of her lines, like, did it remind you of Little Shop of Horrors? Feed me!
Yeah. Feed me, doctor. Feed me all night long.
I think that's your dream role, to play Audrey 2.
Audrey 2, yeah. I don't... no.
What?
Yeah, I would love to, but no. Never happened. Anyhow.
Maybe. They should bring The Wire back.
Yes.
And do it in a different time period. Like, if they did it today, she could take over Alexa's.
100%.
Or something, like,
100%.
Yeah.
So, like, the video is found. The doctor never recorded over it. Can you see how I felt like it could have gone to 2 episodes?
Yeah, I do see that, yeah.
Like, the second half of this episode is much better than the first half.
Yeah, it picked up.
The first half I didn't like. I thought it was slow. I was like, hey, what is this family doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are we suddenly just this family? He is an absolute brute, and he reminds me of a nasty person in my life. Yeah, but I did think the second half, once the villain, The Wire, got more screen time.
Yeah.
And we were understanding her motives.
Yeah.
And all this. I want to know what her corporeal form is.
Yeah.
Like, so many questions.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Like,
it sounds like she was, well, I say she only because she was taking that female form, but whoever they are, like, it sounds like they were a criminal or something, and their people punished them by not giving them the body that they needed. Or something. Yeah. It
would have been nice to, you call yourself The Wire now, that's your villain name. But we're like, what is your species name?
Yeah, there's so much. But the thing is, you don't always have to find everything out. Like,
no, you don't. But like these questions, when you ask these questions, this is what tells you there's more story to tell.
I guess. But I can guarantee if it had been a 2-parter, you would have been saying, "Oh, this didn't need to be a 2-parter."
I think it would have worked very well as a 2-parter because you get a lot of payoff. Like she's introduced early. The motives are there. Then Rose goes, and you get a lot of bang for your buck in this first episode. As soon as they get corporeal form, it's like, okay, what's going to happen next? No, it would have worked. I'm very sure that it would have worked.
Oh, so you mean keep this episode largely the same?
Yeah,
and then add on the second part
100%.
rather than stretch it.
Yeah,
and
there's more story to happen
afterwards.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I think it would make a good 2-parter.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Because the problem with their 2-parters, they introduce their villains at the end of the episode.
They have done on a couple that you've seen.
It needs to come earlier to get that bang, to get that payoff.
Yeah, they don't always do that.
Yeah, incite an incident makes you stronger.
Yeah. What do you think about the Doctor and Rose, like in their 50s?
Get up.
Look, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, all the Doctor did was his hair, which worked. But
Rose still is probably showing a little bit too much.
I don't know.
Her arms are out. No, actually, I think she's fine. I think she was actually, fine, all the period costumes she's worn, this is probably the nicest.
The best one, yeah. It's a good look as well. Like,
in this episode, I could not help but notice how big her fucking mouth is.
I know.
It's like, and she's got like perfect teeth. And she shows them all. Like, it's a bit creepy sometimes.
Yeah. No, she does have a big mouth. You know when the Doctor says, "Oh, that's what I like about you, the domestic approach," and she was like, "Oh, thank you," with this funny mouth thing.
I mean, at the end when she was smiling.
Yeah, when they're winding up Mr. Connolly and like having a go about the flags and stuff.
Yeah.
They steal that little look at each other, and she's like biting her lip, like, "Oh, look at me! Wasn't I so cheeky just then?" And That's very much what you were saying about their carefreeness.
But at the end of the day, though,
they're going to get themselves into trouble.
Yeah, 100%. And they nearly got themselves in trouble this time. Like, we've come a long way in
70 years.
In 70 years, and the way Rose spoke to him makes her look really out of place. Like, even when Rita was saying him to leave, she wasn't rude to him. She was strong, but she was still like maybe a touch subservient.
Because that's ingrained into her by the society she grew up in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so
it does make Rose look out of place, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. No, yeah.
It's not, but it's just like...
It shows that she is from a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rose doesn't really understand the fact that maybe sometimes the reason why she gets herself in the trouble in these time periods is because she does not act accordingly.
But what? So she should just go back to the 1950s and let people be misogynistic?
No. She should still be herself,
yeah.
But she should be cautious.
I get what you mean.
Like, thing is, though, she was a woman. She's a young, pretty woman going into a man's place of work. She's on her own. He locks the door.
I know. I was thinking that when he locked the door.
I'm like, at the end of the day, you need to be careful.
Yeah. When he locked the door, it was like,
It was like...
He could do anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's a family
show,
sci-fi TV show, and she just got her face fucked off. Her face sucked off. I don't know what I said.
You said she got her face fucked off.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. Did I?
You did.
Oh my God.
But because I was getting ready to make all the jokes about all the people getting sucked off and ha ha ha, isn't that funny? But you've just said. Anyway. Now, I want to share something here, which goes all the way back to when I first saw this when I was sort of 14, impressionable young gay that I was, and it ties into one of our segments, Hottie of the Week. Tommy, as played by Rory Jennings, was, let's just say, part of my gay awakening.
Gay awakening.
Thanks for that. I did look up how old the actor was when he did it. Actually, the actor was like 23 when he played it. So that makes me feel slightly better if I watch it now and I still think, oh, he's cute.
Yeah, because when I looked at him at the end, I was like, got a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on there. Like, okay.
Yeah. But no, I have a little story to tell that ties into that, because the following year after watching this, I went to my first and only Doctor Who convention. This is the only convention I've ever been to in my life, but he was one of the guests. And oh my God, I had such a crush on him. He was like wearing this blue jumper, and I just was looking at him thinking, oh, he looks so cuddly. And I got his autograph, and he wrote something like, all the best, mate. And I was like, oh, he called me mate. And I was like melting inside.
Wow.
Did you ever have crushes like that when you were that age?
14, 15.
Yeah, I mean, you were quite in denial.
I was still struggling with like...
I thought you were going to say you were still straight.
No. I was still struggling at 15, and I even had a girlfriend.
Yeah, we talked about that on the podcast. 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Okay.
3-4 weeks, I don't know.
She was like, Ben, where's this going?
Yeah.
So no, you didn't. Or maybe you did, but you buried it.
When I kissed the first boy I ever kissed,
yes,
I was like, this makes sense.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I like kissing boys. Well, men.
So there's no one for you in this episode?
No.
What about the Gran?
No. No.
Did you know you could buy... Well, you wouldn't know this, but you could buy her as an action figure. The faceless Gran.
Oh, God. Fuck's sake. The faceless Gran, no thanks.
Did you think Tommy was gay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just Googled it, and he was written gay in the script.
Yeah, I liked that. It was like when Auntie Betty was like, oh, you know what they say about them? We want to beat that out of him. And then Tommy said to his dad about, you fought in a war so people could do what they want, say what they want, fall in love with who they want. Yeah.
I really do hope that this show gets better at their representation.
Oh, it does. This is 2006, Ben.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Stephen, there were still shows at this time, like, showing a lot more intimate
like what?
Scenes. Like Hollyoaks was showing scenes. I know Channel 4 is really progressive. Like the EastEnders, Coronation Street.
Yeah.
All these shows were showing like gritty, not gritty, but like queer relationships.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, Torchwood begins soon.
Yeah, I know you keep saying there's queer relationships in that.
Oh,
but though this is the main thread
queer
of the storyline, and I'm like, no, this needs to.
Yeah, no, it will. It will get better. It will get better. Speaking of Auntie Betty, she's hilarious. She was like, "Oh, look at that telly box! Oh, isn't it marvellous?
The picture's really clear."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was a bit cookie cutter character for me.
I do think Mark Gatiss, some of his dialogue sometimes is a little bit like
twee.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like no spoilers, but there's another episode he writes years ahead of this.
Okay.
And this old lady's just like, "Oh, talking to yourself, Elsie. They say it's the first sign." It's like all these little like twee little things that your mum and your nan would have said.
No.
But yeah.
My mum says talking to yourself is a sign of genius, so she does.
I'm not denying it.
And I think it's true.
Okay. To be fair, we all do it.
We do, because it's comforting.
Yeah. Did you notice the cinematography in this episode was quite like there's a lot of off angles and things.
Yes.
Like,
did not need to see Magpie fucking driving his poxy little van.
When I watch this, do you know what it reminds me of? The little camera inside his van. It reminds me of Top Gear when they used to do the laps around the track. And you'd see the camera inside the car and they'd be sort of angled.
Stephen, a Top Gear fan?
No, not really. I watched it with my dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, when the camera's on like a weird angle like that, I think it's called a Dutch angle, and it's just sort of supposed to be unsettling and make you feel like something's wrong. Which I think it was really effective.
Yeah.
It's quite a different sort of genre. This episode, it felt quite noir and sort of like the detective stuff, you know.
Yeah. I'm so sad there was no Hottie of the Week for me.
Well, I'm sorry, if you can just get on the Tommy train.
No thanks.
Blech. I suppose if you're gonna call him anything, he's a twink, and that's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tommy the Twink.
Call me the bear. I've just given you my subcategory away. That sounds really gay. That sounded really like camp. Wow. I don't know if they all know, but I'm a bear. Bear.
You're a bear.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you like bears.
Oh, I do like bears.
Yeah. Anyway.
In multiple sense of the word.
Yeah, they're your favourite animal and your favourite type of man.
Yeah.
Do you remember the bit when the doctor's trying to find... He's upstairs and he's looking at the gran.
Yeah.
And he's trying to find out what's going on. And then the police come in. I really like that bit where he's like, right, there are 3 brilliant, important, and very complicated reasons why you should listen to me. Number 1, and then he just gets punched in the face. Because that is like, the doctor is very good at doing that, at like talking his way out of trouble and like stuff. But this just subverts that. And it's like, actually, you know what? Someone could just punch him in the face.
Brute force.
Yeah.
Most.
Because he gets away with it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's funny.
So going back to the doctor.
Yeah.
This episode should be called the one where the doctor uses the magic wand too many times.
Really?
He unlocks a door, he unlocks that.
No, but unlocking doors is the most basic thing that it's used for.
Yeah, but he unlocked 3 locks in a row.
So what?
I just don't think, like, I just don't think it's right. I just don't think, like, how? I don't understand how Sonic Drew Driver never runs out of battery.
I don't know.
But yet a big gun who runs off the same energy core as this runs out of battery.
Yeah, but the big gun uses a lot of power.
So does this if you use it 3 consecutive times in a row?
I think the Doctor charges it in the TARDIS between adventures.
Between locks? Oh, wait, I just got to go recharge it and now I save it. No, Stephen, no. What do you think they were going to do to him?
Who? Oh, the faceless people.
Yeah. Do you think she was controlling them?
No, I don't think they were going to do anything. I think they just sensed a presence there, and they were like, they were desperate. They were like, help us.
More ideas of the fact that there was more story to tell.
No, I don't think there was any malice with them. I think because remember he said when he scanned the Gran, there was like very little brain activity. She was just very simple.
And so did he say he reverted back at the episode? He reverted it back to a transmitter. And did he transmit the faces back?
I think so, yeah.
There was no connection to their faces, though. What
do you mean?
Like, sure, there needs to be like a little electric pulse.
Oh, I see. You didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care about that really. Did you notice the little dog was getting its face?
Yeah, poor little pooch, Puppy Poo.
There's one note I've got that I keep skipping, and I'm saving it because it's going to be a big conversation, I think.
Okay.
We'll come back to it, but what about so it's cool to see the coronation, and like, because actually, like, this is 2023. This is 70 years.
Yeah.
Since this, and we're having another coronation this year, so quite good timing, really. Do you remember? I can't remember what the context was, but we mentioned the Queen in a previous episode, and I said, "Oh, funnily enough, the Queen has actually appeared in Doctor Who. This is one of her appearances." Technically, because it's footage of the Queen.
They put a title in it.
What?
The Queen herself.
Oh, did they credit her? No.
Wow.
It's just archive footage, isn't it? But
archive footage of the Queen. Lucky that the BBC owns that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But now she's dead. Now the Queen's dead.
Yes.
They could do like a episode where maybe
with her in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Do you know? I would like to see that, but I do think it would need to be a few more years.
Helen Mirren was a good Queen, was she not?
She was, yeah. I think it would need to be a few more years before it's tasteful. One scene I like in this actually is the scene in the detective's office.
Yeah.
Because there's two things. So one is how when he says start at the beginning, tell me everything you know, and the doctor's like, well, for starters, I know you can't wrap your hand around your elbow and make your fingers meet, like trying to be funny. You just tried it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying was funny. I don't know if you picked up on this, but did you see the man behind him?
No.
The man behind the detective, like his assistant or whatever. He was just standing there and he just like casually just like tried doing it after the doctor said that.
Was he Hottie of the Week?
Oh no, not for me.
Hottie Week.
He could have been for you.
Oh, I don't know.
He was a bit of a lumbering sort of.
I can't remember him.
Henchman. Like a bit of a thug, so probably not your type. But then I also like how in that scene they change positions of status.
Oh yeah, it flips.
Yeah, and by the end of the scene, the doctor's standing up and he's sitting down, and he's like, "Start at the beginning. Tell me everything you know." Like, yeah, it's cool. I'm not sure if that would have been in the script or if the director did that, but it's cool. Also, you know when they brought Rose in and she had her face off,
yeah,
and the doctor was looking at her. There's outtakes from series 2, and there's like they had to do that scene so many times because to film it they had Billie Piper standing there with like dots on her face for its face to be removed later, and so she had to just stand there and stare blankly, and the doctor David Tennant was like having to look at her face and be like and they kept laughing.
See, I think did they do any of the like actual makeup? Because some of them looked like her face looked really smooth. And
yeah, Rose's looked CGI, but then I think like the people in the cage were probably done with prosthetics.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you could see the indent of the eye socket and all that.
Yeah, but
Rose is just
yeah. I quite like the indent of the eye socket because that's what it would be like with the skull.
Yeah,
like, yeah. I don't know.
Well, Rose just looked like a doll gone wrong.
Yeah,
faceless Barbie.
Anyway, so the character we have not really talked about, like the worst person,
Eddie the Brute.
Yeah, the actor does a fantastic job.
Oh, 100%.
But he makes me so angry and disgusted, and yeah,
he's awful.
Yeah, and what do you think? I know what I think, and I think I know what you're going to say about the ending where Rose was like, "Go on, Tommy, go after him. He's your dad."
That's Tommy's choice.
It is Tommy's choice.
and he should be pushed into doing it.
No.
Like this is very much like TV show. Like your dad.
Real life, yeah.
That's not how real life happens. Like I haven't spoken to my father in 15 years. Like that's my choice. Like he hurt me very deeply, and I decided to remove.
Yeah, and people say like, oh, you know, blood is thicker than water, and like, oh, it's your father. You only get one father. But no, you don't owe. That doesn't mean anything if that person if you don't want that person in your life.
Yeah,
because of how they behaved.
Yeah, and all he did was just put a bit of DNA somewhere.
Yeah.
It happened to me an egg.
Yeah. So yeah, I do find that a bit of an irritating ending.
And Stephen hasn't even met my dad.
Oh no, and I wouldn't want to.
We've been together nearly 7 years, and like he hasn't met my dad.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
No,
from what I've heard,
he's not a very nice person.
No. So yeah, it's nice to see the Doctor come in and like stand up to him. Mm-hmm. Because David Tennant's quite a sort of weedy, nerdy sort of man.
Yeah.
But he holds his own against him.
Yeah.
That brilliant bit where Eddie says, "I am talking," and then David Tennant's like, "And I'm not listening."
Yeah, and also I did like the bit where when he was in the detective man's little hut.
Yeah.
No, let me just say this: establishment, and mate, this is not an establishment. This is a rundown building has holes in the windows, and you've got a cage of alien things in the jail thing.
Did he say establishment?
Yes,
I don't remember that.
He said establishment.
What, the detective?
Yeah.
He said this establishment.
You broke into this establishment.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And I was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mark Gatiss, who wrote this, obviously, he wrote The Unquiet Dead as well. Mm-hmm. Which one do you prefer out of the two?
Unquiet Dead.
Yeah, Unquiet Dead.
Yeah, Unquiet Dead. This had so much more potential, and it just fell a little flat.
Yeah.
Like... It feels like that's been a common theme. Like the Cybermen, that fell flat. Cat Nuns, that fell flat. Like all these ideas just fall flat. And like they don't go with them very much, or they don't see them through. Like I personally think this has no overarching arc at the moment.
This series,
it feels very much like it feels very, very, very episodic.
Yeah, it is I find it's quite a jarring jump from Age of Steel to this one, where they've just left Mickey in a parallel world, like, and had to say goodbye to him. Like, obviously we don't know how long has been between the episodes, but
thing is though, when Rose goes back to her time, surely she's going to see Mickey's face in missing posters. And all this.
Yeah,
he can't just disappear. Like, hey, I know he has his gran, but he's got his friends. He might have a girlfriend. Like all these people who are gonna miss him.
Yeah,
they don't explore these things. They don't.
I don't know.
Like, it just feels like, let's wrap this up in the easiest way possible. Let's not explore the emotions. Let's not explore. Like Rose was really upset. She would be upset now. Like there's literally and. How much time jumps between them? How many places have they been between each episode?
Yeah, there is space in there. But the thing with Mickey, like, I don't think he did have many ties, like, because remember everyone thought that he murdered Rose. He lost all his friends, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think his only friend really was Jackie. Like after they made up. I
don't think so. He's got a job.
He does have a job, but you know, people do that. People can just like up and leave. Like, doesn't mean that.
Yeah, but no. Normally, that would, Stephen. That you cannot just leave your life and not expect people to not know where you are.
I guess,
or try and find you.
Yeah.
The only way you can do that is fake death, and then you can restart.
Let's not go into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we rank it?
Yeah.
Where's it going to go for you?
It's going to go just under New Earth.
Okay, so 16?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite similar for me, actually. I'm going to put it, for me, just under School Reunion and just above World War III. So for me, it's 15. It's, yeah, not the worst, but fairly low. So now, shall I tell you what the next episode's called?
Yes.
It's part 1 of a 2-parter.
Yes.
And it's called The Impossible Planet.
Oh, okay. So it's a planet that should not exist, but it does exist. It either is outside of the time vortex or it's in another time dimension that they kind of split off and go into. And so by that logic, the TARDIS can't identify the language because it's outside of its... Because it only can see its time vortex. So if it's outside of its own vortex, it can't harness the knowledge that that planet or place needs. And so it knows nothing. And so they have a real big language barrier with this alien race, and everything goes to plot. And then the Doctor suddenly uses his magic eyes and read the book very, very quickly. And then he suddenly can speak the language.
Okay. Maybe. If it's not an alternate like dimension or whatever, how else could a planet be impossible?
It hid itself.
It hid itself.
To hide itself from an enemy.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be there, but it's there.
Yeah. I think that's the key thing there. It shouldn't be there, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll leave you with that. But I'm looking forward to watching it with you. It is, I think, a highlight of series 2.
Who wrote it?
Somebody who has only written that and nothing else of Doctor Who. I think, I want to say Matt Jones. Yeah, Matt Jones. I don't know why he hasn't written any other Doctor Who episodes, because it is a good one, a good 2-parter. And as I mentioned in the car earlier, you get introduced to quite an iconic alien created for the new series. So we'll look forward to that.
I want to design an alien.
Go on then. Do it, and then I'll put it on Instagram.
I'll write a fan fiction as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll send it to Russell T Davies.
He doesn't care.
And I'll be like, let me join your writing team.
He will say no.
And I'll be like, I've got excellent ideas. Well, I think they are.
Okay.
Anywho.
So that's that then. That concludes another episode.
That does conclude an episode.
Thank you for joining me.
How many episodes in this season?
Of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
13.
Oh, is there 13 in everyone?
This for the first 5 series have 13 episodes in them, yeah.
And then the budget gets
then
cut,
it
goes down.
starts to shrink a little bit, yeah.
And now they're on 6, are they not?
8.
Oh.
I think. But yes.
The BBC is known for its very short seasons.
Yes.
Of 6 episodes. If you like a sitcom, you only get 6 episodes
yeah.
of it.
It reminds me of one of my favourite jokes in The Good Place. Tahani, she's the British character in it, and she's like, she mentions a TV programme, and she's like, it's my absolute favourite programme. It ran for 16 years on the BBC. They made nearly 30 episodes. Like in that time. Which is so true.
That is very funny for a British person.
Okay. Cool. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Stay fantastic.
Stay fantastic.
Bye. Bye.